So there's a couple of little things that I want to talk about. I've just taken it down to number 3 on the mower. But when I bought this house probably 2 years ago, I wanted to get it, knock the price off and do the landscaping myself. They didn't want to do that. And they kept the same price and they did the landscaping. So the consequence of that, as you can see, we did a reno last year. I wasn't all aware of what a reno was. I was still sort of learning. Now I think I've nailed it. I'm following the Total Dominance lawn program from Fanatics. But what I've noticed with this is it's quite hard to get the grass actually level with the top dressers, especially when you're working with things like this, how they're not level. And you can see that the star pickets have actually been bashed on the inside of the lawn, and it causes quite a bit of grief when you're trying to mow, especially when the grass or the turf sand, when they've laid the turf, hasn't been at a certain depth, so that way when you do lay the turf, it's level with the top of your base or your concrete there. So you can see that the concrete and that sideboard aren't level with each other when they should be on that side, and coming off the back fence there as well. So I've got the problem all around the yard. So I did see a video the other day of someone cutting up their turf and laying some turf sand down and throwing it down, which is actually a really, really good idea. However, my wife won't sort of push that across just yet. So I'm going to lay quite a bit of turf sand. So I've got some 80-20 this time around, 80% loam, 20% sand, a little bit of manure and some wood chips in it as well, from a good supplier that I can only find around here in Bendigo, which is where I live, obviously. So we're waiting for the batteries to charge on the Ryobi scarifier, and then I'll go through it again. Now you can see this is Nullarbor Couch. This area here, as you can see, is quite shady, and it's quite difficult for this to grow even in summertime, and winter it's obviously the first part to die off as well. So the Nullarbor Couch really wasn't the right selective turf for this environment with the house, the shade, and all that sort of stuff. However, I'm making do with what I've got without changing. I do have quite a large dog, as you've probably seen as well, so that dog has obviously caused quite a few stains in the grass as well. So with this Total Dominance program, I'm hoping that keeping up with the PGR, the GDDs, your plant growth regulators and your growing degree days and your fertilisers and the irrigation that's going in tomorrow will have a better effect on the grass, which is the ultimate plan.